I just watched on YouTube the entire biblical story told from Satan's perspective. And I wanted to give my thoughts and opinions on this. Because my dad made the comment that a lot of people don't talk about the devil, and I think about him all the time because in order to stave off something, you have to think about it. Not dwell, but if you're trying to keep something out of your life that's not good, you do need to think about it so you remember the negativity that it has on you to keep it out. So I was just going to do a quick synopsis. God created the angels, then created the world, animals, plants, and then he created man. And then God gave dominion to men over everything on the earth. And Lucifer and many angels were mad, and they ended up falling. And Lucifer, aka the devil, he thought that that was his birthright, not ours, and that we were unworthy. And he tempted Adam and Eve with success. And one of the main subjects of this is how much mercy God has on us time and time and time and time again, because instead of striking Adam and Eve down like the devil thought, it basically just showed how benevolent that God truly is. And he showed mercy on Adam and Eve, clothed them, cleaned them, and had mercy. And then the devil went to corrupting the whole world, but again, God's mercy had Noah build an ark and to save humanity. And then after Noah, the devil tortured Job for a while. And Job showed, and this was in the video, it had 0, 0, and then 1, that the human beings finally have one win against the devil with Job, because he did not rebuke God. He did sin, and I've talked about that in another video, that he wasn't this rock that a lot of preachers want you to believe. He was a rock, but he still had his cracks and stuff like that that God had to kind of, it was a little crumbly, and God had to help with some of his friends basically just being terrible to him and trying to beat him down, and that was the glue that kept that rock together. So God gave humanity the 10 Commandments and to sacrifice animals for our sins. So the devil was like, ooh, bing, I can use these to show God how they don't follow what you say. And I feel like God did that for us, but he also needs to give the devil a chance, because he, in the end, like, he didn't have a chance. How can you defeat your creator? Like, you, all powerful, you can't. So Zechariah has a vision, and the devil is just berating Joshua, and the angel of the Lord's like sick and tired of hearing the devil talk like this, so he rebukes the devil. And so the devil is thinking about this and thinking about this. And then Jesus comes. And the devil does anything and everything trying to tempt him and then torture him. And then after Jesus is nailed to the cross and then rises again, the devil attempts to power up his army against the Holy Trinity, because he feels, well, he has 3, I need 3, so he gathers them, and then he gathers his human army for Armageddon. And it's just, it's all like, it's very laughable when I'm watching this, how the devil thought that he could win. Like, it's just He's just knocked to the side like super easy. And the devil loses. He's tossed in the abyss and in prison for 1,000 years while King Jesus rules. And over 1,000 years, King Jesus rules, and it's very good. And then after 1,000 years, he busts out, and the devil busts out, and he goes to work again. He builds up his army, and then fire comes down and just devours all that were following the devil. And then the devil was tossed into a fiery lake of burning sulfur with his comrades. And the devil sees that God was right all along. So at minute 45 of 50, it hit me. Because I've always believed that the devil hates us so much simply because of jealousy. He wants what we have. He wants to be he wants to be thought of as we are to God, and he wants dominion over everything, and he's jealous that we have dominion. But at that 45-minute mark, it hit me. It's not entirely of jealousy. He sees himself in us, and all our flaws and shortcomings are his too, and he despises us because he sees himself in us. And I've talked about it in other videos about me working with the guy who just despised one of my fellow co-workers, and they were the exact same. Like, he would tell a story, and the other guy would just get so angry at him because literally it was stuff that he did. And so it hit me that the devil sees himself in us. That's why he hates us so much. He sees all our flaws, but he is unaware of his own flaws. Because when he's building up his army, he's getting praised by humans as he's building up his human army after he gets his Holy Trinity to fight God's Holy Trinity. He's being praised and it feels good. That's a very human emotion. You don't get full of yourself. That's a very, very, very human emotion. Jealousy is a very human emotion. And it hit me. The devil is us. We are the devil as far as our flaws and our shortcomings. And that's how he knew and knows how to come after us. Because our faults are his faults. So things that trigger him, boom, they're going to trigger us. And I said this before, the devil never stood a chance. Against his creator. We don't have a chance against our creator in defeating God. And the devil saw the Bible as a playbook so he could circumvent. But little did he know it was a playbook so he could do his job in all of this. Because as he's using the Bible as his template to, okay, I know what's going to happen, so I'm going to do this. That was the plan all along that God had. Because if you watch any movie, TV show, if you have a good guy, you have to have a bad guy. You have to. So this was God's plan all along. You have to have a bad guy to try to get us as human beings out of God's good grace. So we have that option. Because if Adam and Eve stay untainted, we don't have free will. We really don't. Because if you don't know the other side, you can't choose the other side. So this whole thing as I watched this, it was just like, man, God set him up, and everything was just a setup for the devil. Everything. The devil was just so the devil thought he was playing chess against God, but little did he know he was just a chess piece in the game for God. And watching this, I knew most of the story, but it made me even more confident. I'm not worried about the evil in this world because I have God on my side. He's setting everyone up right now. He's setting this world up so he can do his thing. And that's very peaceful to think that. And I would suggest giving this a watch. It's quite good. So, if you don't know who God is, who Jesus is, please invite him into your life. I've said this before, he will give you peace that you did not know that you could feel. Because after watching this, I have even more peace. Because it just reminded me, man, he is the man with a plan. And when you think you're fighting him, you're just simply doing your part in his plan. Give yourself to God. You will experience peace like you never knew you could feel. And go out there and help your fellow man reach that same level of peace.